Hello, everyone, and welcome to this week's episode of Tea Time with Torloth. One pot. It's one pot. Oh my god, I can't. It's a one pot. I'm kind of tired. It's been a long week. Partly to blame with how much Halo Infinite has just showed up and weaseled its way into my life. It's like, I could play some Halo Infinite right now. I'll go play some Halo Infinite. But, yeah, so Halo Infinite multiplayer beta dropped on Monday to celebrate the 20th anniversary of the original Xbox, sitting here on my desk. And with it, the original Halo. So, let's be real here. It was a very cool surprise. So let's start this by saying I'm playing Halo Infinite here on the PC. I'm running internally at 1080p, and you can see my FPS counter in the top corner there, along with my ping. Because I was having weird issues with latency, so I was checking my ping for such things. So I'm running this on a 1440p 144 Hz monitor, and as you can see, the frame rate is not great. And like I said, it is running actually internally at 1080p. So there's no reconstruction like DLSS or AMD FX Super Resolution, or even a hint of any of that special sauce that Microsoft was working on. But that's fine. I do hope that Windows updates and driver updates for NVIDIA graphics cards make this run better. I don't understand why it's so heavy even on my RTX 2080. But that is what it is. So as you can see, playing Capture the Flag here, and my team is killing it. I am trying to help them the best I can, but I'm kind of a newbie player in a lot of regards. I've played some Halo back in the day, but not very recently. I think I went in to play Halo 3 once in PvP, and yeah, a Master Chief Collection, because it was when I was playing it. It was okay. I was not a fan, but this is much better. I like this a lot more because it's just fun. Now, I tend to care about big team battle more than these quick play matches. Now, I haven't played any of the ranked matches yet, but I don't want to be useless to my team, even though they really want them ranked matches. Maybe the ranked matches are where the balance and such is better. I try very hard in these games, and sometimes it backfires on me. So, the game is not the problem at all. I don't think anyone who has played the game has a problem with it, except for people that don't understand that Halo isn't like Call of Duty, where the time to kill is actually kind of long, and you really need to understand that you're not going to just hit someone and kill them, or shoot them a few times with a machine gun in the head and all thing. It's also not the game where aim down sights matters as much, and I kind of find that refreshing after playing a bunch of games like Fortnite and Apex Legends, where it's so important that you use aim down sights that when people don't, it's kind of obnoxious, I guess. Now, as you can see here, I'm trying really hard to play the game, and I think all I had to do was keep them distracted while my team scored here. Yeah, that's all I had to do, and it's a spectacular. Capture the Flag is not my favorite mode. I think my favorite mode that I played so far is what they call the control point ones. I like control point a lot. Probably better with more people. Big team battle is really fun for that. So right now, the way that levels up and the progression works in the battle pass is that you get 50 XP every time you you finish a match, regardless. And I feel like that's fine. It's not a terrible idea, but originally they had like a challenge and you got no experience until the challenge popped off. I don't like this challenge system at all, and I think that it needs to be overhauled a little more than they're doing here. Not because I think the inherent idea of challenges for XP is bad. It's more that there should be a base level of experience and then bonuses for getting the challenges done. I think the medals that you earn should give you some level of XP also. Even be it like 5 or 10 a pop, depending on how good you're playing or whatnot. They seem to try to give people like medals for performing well on, you know, no scope, hole. There's some really funny ones. I like the kind of quirky humor that is Halo Infinite, or Halo in general, where we have Oddball here, which is basically a game of keep away. I want to say it's keep away. But with a twist, with live firearms and all the stuff, things that only could happen in a game. And it's a skull because it looks cool. It makes you move slower because it's a game, and I really like it. Oddball is not my favorite, but I seem to be like kind of coherent in this game, though it feels like the melee in this game is very specific. I need to be in a certain direction. There's a bunch of times where I'd miss landing my melee, and I thought I would have hit it. That might just be from playing games like Overwatch, and because the hitbox in Overwatch for the melee is massive. Just absolutely massive. But it doesn't seem to be here. I'm not the kind of guy that cares too much about cosmetics anyway. I did customize my Spartan to a degree, but until I unlock something more substantial, I guess I'm just gonna keep with what I got. But this is the very first, this is the pre-launch period. This isn't even the full game.
Wow, how embarrassing.
So I'm not gonna judge it too harshly about what they've decided to do with the battle pass in this current iteration, because this current iteration is not what Final Code will look like, and this game is going to evolve a lot over time. I would not be surprised if in the near future it gets better support for on PC, like better performance on PC just by some adjustments. New technologies are coming all the time. I feel like Halo Infinite is going to be a showcase for the Series X this year. I've seen some of the footage, people playing it on Series X, and I have to say, this game looks fantastic. And if you are the kind of player that just really likes kind of fast-paced, sort of old-school FPS arena combat, Halo Infinite is all that and more. I love the not dependence on, but the importance of grenades and explosives, and how explosives are actually terrifying in this game and do a ton of damage. I always found that refreshing about Halo. Even the mighty Master Chief falls from a single plasma grenade when it's stuck on him, on his face, you know, like you just stick it on his face, he's gonna die. So I adore what Halo has done with the big burly guy and the kind of comedy of errors that can happen in this game. Driving off a cliff, being tongue-in-cheek about things, you know, singing grunts. Everything about Halo is, I don't want to say fan service, but it is, it's like a macho man on the outside and just cheeky little kids on the inside in the armor. I always kind of adore it. Well, we should do this because this is better. With cars and none of these maps that I played for this, because everything's random, there's no vehicles in this one, but I assure you the vehicles do exist. They're much more usable in big team battle where the maps are much larger and you can get a whole lot of distance going, and they can be very good for capturing flags. This is where I decided that I think the heat ray, the gun I was using, I don't like it. Not my kind of thing. The Hydra's really cool, but I don't think I get it at all in this match. And it's the default weapons you get, the machine gun and the handgun, I'm okay with. I just feel like the machine gun in general is very weak. Even if I would like it to be stronger.
They're under us. Spartan down.
The new equipment, drop balls have existed before. The grappling hook is the big new one. I think repulsors existed before, and they have that booster like you had in Halo 5. At least the single player. So, yes, I'm kind of excited to play more of Halo Infinite, be it multiplayer or not. The Forge is going to be really interesting when that comes out, because it looks like people can make their own maps, possibly, from the way the menu's set up. I don't want to tell people that that's a thing that's going to happen, but it's not something that's available right now, but it is something that's definitely hinted at by the playlist editor. I do also hope that at least the console version gets 4-player split screen. I know that can be a little hard to run on things. You know, I would just like to be able to run 4v4 LAN parties in my house. Just because it'd be fun. I was playing this with a veteran Halo player, as it were, and he was not sure about some of the weapons. I think he was talking about not the skewer. He tends to like the different weapons. What is it? He always would go for the sniper rifle that was hidden on the map. I like the concept of the power weapons will spawn, but they're more restricted than they were in old Halo multiplayer that I remember. Though I'm gonna very much enjoy all the weird and wacky things people come up with for multiplayer modes. When you let players make their own multiplayer modes, I'm sure there will be some crazy, wacky, and kind of amazing modes. I don't think I'm very good at Halo Infinite, and I don't think that's a crime. Not at all. It's not an easy game. It's kind of deliberate with movements and shooting you have to do, but I still love it. And I haven't sat down and played it with people who have my friends list. I've got a couple people on my friends list that have played it, besides my buddy who is a veteran Halo player, who's actually been playing through all of the Master Chief Collection on the hardest difficulty. I believe on PC. Yeah, PC. Because he hasn't been able to play Halo 5, and he's kind of like, I want to beat that before I can play... before I play Halo Infinite. But he doesn't have an Xbox to play it on it. I'm like, yeah, we can maybe work something out. Maybe. To me, this is
lost the lead.
Between this and the press impressions and the things I've seen from the campaign, I think Halo Infinite is going to be one of the three that came out this year, because there's been a lot of mixed, I want to say mixed,
Overshield inbound. If they want it, they'll have to take it.
Ball dropped. Enemy has the ball.
mixed opinions on both Battlefield and Call of Duty Vanguard. Well, Battlefield 2042 and or 30, whatever it is, it's 42, I think, and Call of Duty Vanguard. How they're kind of broken. I couldn't. So as a Game Pass Ultimate subscriber, we get like 10 hours of the beta access for it. For Battlefield, I couldn't get it to work on PC or Xbox for some reason. There was a thing we had to you had to submit like a token or something, and honestly it was a pain in the butt and it didn't work. I think it unlocked the Xbox One version, not the PC or Series X version. So I was like, you know, forget it. I just uninstalled it, and then it started installing a little whiles after, and I was like, what? I've always been more partial to the sci-fi shootery kind of deals, not the
We have the ball.
not the more realistic military ones. I played a bit of like Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 back in the day on PC and on 360 with my friend. Locally, more like, which was really cool that you could do that. I think we could play online multiplayer with split screen.
Carrier down.
It was pretty fun.
Pry it from our cold dead hands.
I remember
Taking fire.
I think
Gained the lead.
the multiplayer gaming landscape has really needed a game like Halo Infinite, and the fact that we have it back and it's
We have
in the limelight. Now I haven't played things like
ball dropped.
Slipgate. Slipgate's the one that reminds me a lot of something like Ricochet or what is the name of that one?
Lost the lead.
Ricochet is not the game I'm thinking of. I can't remember, but I still haven't gotten a chance to try Slipgate. Not because
Carrier down.
I didn't want to download it, just time in general. And Halo Infinite, I was basically going to preload anyway because I need the multiplayer component to download the campaign to play it later. I do hope, however, that I can set different settings for the campaign because I don't want to run it at 1080p internal resolution. I'll run it much lower, like 60 FPS if I have
Gained the
to.
lead. Victory.
But it's a very interesting first showing, I'll say that. So I think that's about all I have to say on Halo Infinite. Overall, super positive. The game itself is fantastic, and I don't think there's anything wrong with it besides battle pass things. I'm not a fan of battle passes, to be honest. I know it's the new hotness. You know, first it was loot boxes, then it's whatever. Now it's battle passes, but otherwise it's a great game, and I'm looking forward to playing more of it. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm gonna go play some Back 4 Blood with Rin. Matane!